Good evening, good evening. Happy Friday, happy Friday, and happy Saturday, depending upon where you are on the globe. I just wanted to come on really quickly to address a few things. Number one, happy 3-month anniversary to me. Happy 3-month anniversary, as in 3 months, 3 entire months since I have been out of the hospital. Yes, it's been interesting. It's been nerve-wracking here and there, but for the most part, I've been pretty much stable. So I give thanks and praise to my Creator for making this possible. As I've mentioned before, and I will continue to say this, we never know what challenges may lie ahead, and through each one, it's something we should learn, something we should glean from, so that when more storms come, and if you are around long enough, surely a storm will come. You may know how to deal with it in a different way. So I wanted to say that and to give encouragement to anyone who may be facing their own storms at this time. Storms that may seem impossible. Stand firm. Stand firm. Trust me, it's not going to be an easy thing to do. It may even sound almost difficult to believe that you can come out of a storm, but you can. Hey there, Ninja Drew, how are you? Happy Friday. The key is accepting what's to be is going to be, and also to cherish each and every moment you have with your loved ones, your friends, but most importantly, yourself. Yes, TGIF. So, again, happy anniversary to me. 3 months. I'm not going to say strong, but I have not been back, and I've been to work every day since being discharged. So, that's a good thing. I have been taking care of myself. It hasn't been easy, but I've been doing what I need to do. It takes a lot of discipline and commitment. So if you can do those things and stay true to yourself, the outcome is always possible. Thank you, Ninja Drew. I appreciate that, and thank you for the flowers. Now, the second thing I would like to speak about, and again, this is going to be brief. My sincere apologies if I have, and it seems as though I did, and I think I do this often, unbeknownst. till I find out that I may have offended someone. That wasn't my attempt. I would have thought that would have been known because I am the type of person, and again, this is something I thought would have been known. I like to ensure, ensure that before I put up something, I have it accurately. And if I don't know for sure, I will go directly to someone who would know if needed. I have been doing certain things many, many years for agencies and on my own. So I am extremely confident in what it is I do and have done and will continue to do. Secondly, there is no monopoly, contrary to belief by some that only one individual can cover something. Because if truth is told, and we all are supposed to be truth seekers, many of us cover the same things. I've talked about things that are going on in Fulton County. I've talked about what's going on in Illinois as others are doing that. I also specifically mentioned that I would definitely have something, and to those who I may have offended, it wasn't a problem, or it did not appear to be a problem when I mentioned I was going to have something. So, absolutely, the thought of trying to upstage is absolutely, absolutely incorrect. And you can go back and search for that statement that I made. Again, if I offended anyone, my apologies. And that's being sincere. But I am not going to apologize for correcting something that was inaccurate. And I don't think anything was wrong with that. Had it been, and this is just for me, there was a way to contact me. There was a way to contact me other than having to go to the mic. And again, I understand that. I'm not angry. There are certain things I am not going to do. Hey there, together. How are you? There are certain things I am not going to do. Number one, there are certain there are certain provisions when it comes to certain things. Some of you may be aware of them, some of you may not. But because I am, there are certain things I'm not going to do. Because what some of you may not understand is in the future, certain things could possibly come back in the form of a civil complaint. And I am not going to jeopardize myself because of that. So I want to make that extremely, extremely clear. In 2023, Westmore in Maryland was behind I don't want to say precedent, and I have been working to try to get one of those women on my platform, but these women have been fighting for stiffer penalties and actions for certain SA offenses. One of the most important, again, some of you may not know this, and this is why I'm speaking on it briefly. At one time, there was a statute of limitations as to when someone could go back and file civil charges. Westmore has made it where there is no longer a statute of limitations. So, what that means in a nutshell is a victim can come back as an adult and file charges. If any information was leaked prematurely as to identity of victims, that can bring major problems. That's another reason. That's another reason why I was extremely careful, and I stated that because I knew. I don't do things unless I know. And if I don't know for sure, there are several people I can contact to confirm. There are a lot of people, and I don't know laws in different states. Hey there, Lucy Warren. How are you? But and again, I was trying to protect quite a few people, not upstage anyone, but actually protect. Using the likeness name, at least in this state, that person can file a civil action. So again, I think to those I may have offended, should really think about my character, conversations, my actual accolades that can be verified, because some of you on here have made claims of being this, being that, and you've provided no proof at all. And some of you have not been honest. And that I absolutely know for sure. Have I spoken on that? No. Will I? No, absolutely not. What would be the purpose? Those people are the ones that have to look at themselves in the mirror and be proud of themselves for what they may have done or what they may have said. We can be anybody we want to be behind the keyboard. We already know this. But in the real world, as we've seen, people are not always who or what they say they are. And sometimes when the truth is finally discovered, unfortunately, it may be too late. So again, my apologies if I offended anyone. It wasn't my intent. But be clear, I absolutely stated what I would have, and I actually spoken on certain things, not in full detail, but I've spoken on things before. So, in my opinion, that should be cleaned up a little bit. And I know, in my opinion, because of pride and ego, that's not going to be done. And again, I'm not angry, but just know for me, I'm going to speak about something. And no, I am not right about everything. But when it comes to certain things, before I put it up, I'm going to be sure. And I also know that there's some people that don't understand certain things. So I'm going to provide what certain things mean so they understand. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Actually, in my opinion, that's the way it should be. Quick example. If you're going to turn in a case file that you know is going to be reviewed, let's say by a special agent in charge, you would want to make sure, number one, they don't have to come back to you and ask you any questions. And if by chance they do have to ask you something, it's something minimal. Because what that will do is place doubt that you're capable of fulfilling your duties of that position. Again, I can speak from experience. It's the same thing when you are presenting something on social media. And again, I say this all the time, facts change. Things could have occurred 2 hours ago, and then the next moment you look up, you have breaking news that, okay, this has now happened. So things change all the time. Some people rely on one source only. I've also advised against that. We're humans, we make errors. I showed a perfect example of a data entry error. So, in my opinion, I did nothing wrong. If you really sit and think about it, I didn't. So, hopefully, that is clear. If not, there's nothing else I can do about it. But just, and this is for any and everyone, be careful when, just be careful how you decide to present certain things as it relates to the likeness of people. And I'm not talking in the criminal aspect, I'm talking about civil. And again, look it up in your own state. It may be different. Lastly, the Sioux sisters. The Sioux sisters. Please stop all of this talk about suing and filing. Here's a problem I see in this. Number one, in the very beginning, everything was cool. You were down with everything that was being done and said as it related to other people. But now that the pendulum has swung and hit you upside your head, now you want to call foul. You want to call foul. You do realize that in discovery, and investigations, especially the interviews, certain questions were going to be asked of you. If you're participating, that's how it's going to be looked at. If you have a history, a pattern going to the courts for the same types of things, that's going to be looked at as well. Rap snaps or the rapping Duke. When I tried to assist you because I understood what it was you were going through, no one turned on you. In fact, I'm going to be honest, it was the other way around. And quite honestly, I got tired of hearing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Your mouth was saying one thing, but your actions were showing something completely different. And I chose to slowly walk away. Because I saw exactly what was going on. And I didn't want to be a part of it. There were some untruths told, and other things. People who are supposed to be our elders, in my opinion, need to do a lot better than what they're showing. Some of the things I've heard, and this is just my opinion only, absolutely disgusting to be at these ages. Whether you realize it or not, you're feeding into the very stereotypes many are trying to escape. As I said, now that I'm getting on the mend, if you will, it is my hope to have some of these people on my platform to actually explain certain things that some of you may not understand, to illustrate what it is some of you say that you are. And then you can compare their resumes to your online actions. and determine if what you say and what you do align with what you see. Individuals who are actually out there doing the work. And again, the verifiable are the same. I'm going to end this live and wish everyone a peaceful and pleasant Friday night, perhaps Saturday morning, depending upon where you are on the globe. And again, sometimes it's best to speak to a person before you assume certain things. Hey there, the Stock Explorer. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Hope your scratch offs were winners today. But that's all I really had to say. And I've said this before. If you have a way of contacting someone as adults, I believe that's a better way of doing it. But when you choose another direction, that that will send a signal that you felt some type of way. And I understand because I jumped out the window before. Again, I'm not angry with anyone. I have absolutely no reason to be angry at all. Too many things in this world, in my life, that I'm dealing with and getting through. So I don't have time to deal with certain things. But if there is a need to address it in a kind and pleasant way, I absolutely will. And hopefully, who this is meant for, it is received in a positive way. And oh, you're welcome. You actually have enjoyable lives, and people get really excited. My cousin loves scratch offs. She loves lotteries, period. And when I see her number come through, I ignore it because she's going to bombard me with thousands of numbers to play. And she knows I don't gamble. So I try to ignore that. I stopped that back in 2018. I stopped a lot of things in 2018. And I'm not judging anyone who does. Everyone has their vices and things that make them happy. So that's a good thing. But that's just something I don't do anymore because I would win and I would win big and I would sit right there and play everything back. And I said, you know what? You need to stop. So I did, and I don't miss it. I enjoy everyone that is lucky. I like seeing people smiling, excited, but no, it went left for me too many times. So I said, you know what? I can't do this. So you're welcome. You're welcome. But yes, I am going to end this. Thank you to those that jumped in really quickly. I appreciate you all, and to those who catch the replay. Well, hopefully, you understood exactly what it is that I am trying to convey, and it's not perceived in a negative way because it's not meant to be. Actually, it's meant to help some people. Honestly, if you really think about what I said and what you deep down in your heart know that I do, and the reasons why, there are certain things I am not going to say because there's something that begins with the letter L that can come back and bite you, and that's liability. And that is something, I'm sorry, I'm not going to risk for anything at all. So hopefully people will understand that and then understand why I do things the way that I do them. And that is not to say you have to conform. No, you run your program, your platform, any way you wish. Just understand certain things that you may not know. There's certain things I don't know. And when I don't know, as I said, trust and believe, I am on the phone calling someone that I know absolutely will know the answer. And one more last thing. I do know more than just one person that is aware of certain things. So keep that in mind as well. So with that, everyone enjoy. Seems like a nice evening. So try to if you can get your steps in, get some exercise, and do what you need to do for your health. It's that season where the sniffles and everything else is starting to float around. School is about to begin for many people. So take care of yourselves, your families, and make sure you have what you need in your homes, just in case someone gets the sniffles or something else. So you can be prepared. You too, Stock Explorer. Have a wonderful, safe, and enjoyable weekend. And that goes for each and every one of you. Bye bye for now.